Welcome back, guys. We're talking the best characters in early game for Homie, and yes, we're calling it Homie and not Home. Heroes of Middle-earth. There's a dash between the M and the E, so I'm going to call that Homie instead of Home. I've played more of this game than any human being not working for the company that made it on God's green earth, so you guys are going to have to deal with it. I make the rules. You're living under my oppressive thumb. Ready? Let me get you under my oppressive thumb. It's a small thumb because I'm a short man. Oppressive nonetheless. So, there's two things that we got to talk about right now. One is the fact that there are light side and dark side characters that can be used for the light side and dark side campaigns, right? We have the light campaign and the shadow campaign. I'm just going to call them dark side because that's what I'm used to. All right. Light characters can only be used here. Dark characters can only be used here. So that's going to be very important. The second thing is there is the guild battles. The guild battles allow you to use both light and dark side characters and farm a bunch of other characters here as well. If you played Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, guilds is very much Cantina, right? You can use whatever characters you want, and you can do a lot of good farming here. As you can see here, we have the best character in the game, the Goblin Chef. I am Goblin Ramsey, the master Goblin Chef of the 69th Goblin Horde. That's just the way it's got to be. If you guys want your own identity, you're going to have to find a different one. All right, so characters, light side, dark side. Let's tell you what to do so you guys don't waste resources. Right off the bat, 2-star characters that you get are better than 1-star characters. No shit, Sherlock. Thank you guys, APGAINS. I'll be here all week. I'm sure you guys are so excited that I bestowed this amazing information upon you. That being said, there's a main character for each team that I'll talk about here, and then kind of the secondary characters that go along and play really well into those synergies. For the light side, the Strider, Aragorn Strider, is going to be our main damage dealer, and through his second special that you unlock at, I think, Gear 2 or maybe Gear 3, I'm not 100% sure, this Heroic Charge, he gives stealth. So he has some solid synergy. He gives stealth over the hobbits. The hobbits are kind of squishy, so they really like to play around with the stealth mechanic. They also give you an early Frodo Baggins, who by default will be the one hobbit given stealth. He also can stealth himself. But Frodo has synergy with other hobbits, so we can call him to assist. So how do we get other hobbits early on? Well, you're going to have to start the game playing with the default characters it gives you. The Northern Ranger is going to be our healer, and the Duelist and the Swiftblade do some okay damage, but they're pretty squishy. But what we really want to do is the second we open up guilds, right? The second we unlock guilds at level 9, or I don't know when you unlock them, but once we can get into guild battles, we're going to want to grind the first node of Chapter 1 for the guild battles. The reason we're going to do this is because every day you get, I don't know, how many attempts do you get? It's 20 for the normals. I think it's also 20 for these guilds over here. So we want to get in as early as possible, 3-star this, and we want to farm our Peregrine Took to 1-star. It only takes 15 shards to get 20 attempts. I didn't get it on my first 20 attempts, but then when the timer reset at midnight, I did some more and I got them. And I just want to say that having 2 hobbits to play with the synergy of each other to go with Aragorn has been really, really helpful in the light side battles. All right. And that's something I want to talk about. The characters don't have like great team synergy, like if you've played Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where, you know, like Imperial troopers do this, or, you know, Empire do this. It's like they have a lot of synergy amongst specific characters. Like Frodo has ability, I can't remember if it's basic or his second or his first special. I think it's his first special. Maybe it's his basic. One of his abilities has like a direct, so he calls a 25% chance to call Hobbit allies on basic, but he has somewhere he has an ability that directly call. Oh, here we go. If Sam is an ally, attack again for 60% damage. So a lot of the abilities are like this. Like if this specific person is here, do this. So we can't get Sam very early because, you know, we just can't unlock him yet. But we can play with the synergy between Aragorn and hobbits, and then Frodo's basic with other hobbits, and then Peregrine Took kind of works really well in there. So that's kind of the core of your very early game light side team. Those are the characters that I would put investment into. Now, before we talk about the dark side team, quick side note. This is a gacha game, so there is, unfortunately, this wild and wacky area called the store, right? The characters you buy in the store are much better than the characters you start with, go figure, right? And they oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, they're all very specifically placed here for the purposes of you buying them, right? Gimli, big name, people will probably buy this, but his synergy needs to work well with the Iron Hills Guardian. The Nazgul you unlock here goes really well with the specific Nazgul that they give you for free at the very beginning. 1 second, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry about that. That's my new boss. Your boy got a job. I don't start for 3 months, but at least I got hired. All right. So, like I was saying, the Nazgul works really well. This Nazgul, I think it's just the Southern Shadow, or the Southron Shadow, not the Southern. My apologies. My Silmarillion is not amazing right now. But he works really well with the Nazgul they give you. These are the core characters that kind of make up the backbone of your team here, so you can kind of, spend a couple buckarooskies to get them stronger. And then Pippin gives you a nice little upgrade for your Peregrine Took. I don't know why I just call him Peregrine now. I think it's just so much funnier to say than Pippin. So, so Pippin kind of gives you a jump start there if you don't want to farm that node, but also because of his synergy with the Frodo they give you. And then, you can give an upgrade on the elf they give you. And then this we'll talk about in just a little bit. The little down the goblin town. All right, so basically, light side I explained to you. The store, spend at your... I never tell people to spend in mobile games. I think you should only spend in mobile games if the amount of money you spend is so negligible that you could burn it and you wouldn't care, or you're making videos on the game and directly profit because of tax write-off and all that good stuff, right? Those are the only people who I ever tell to possibly spend money in the game. Please be responsible. You're an adult. I'm not your father. I can't tell you what to do with your money, but whatever. All right, so let's go to the dark side now. The dark side kind of mirrors the light side very much, which I think is nice in the early game. The Blade of the East is just like our Strider. He does a good attack damage. Of course, he has the synergy with the Southron Shadow that we talked about that you have to buy. He has a direct call out in his kit to them. Sorry if I sound nasally. I'm starting to get really sick. And then they give you the Goblin Batmaster and the Goblin Chef early, of course, having synergy with the other Goblin that you can buy in the store for $5 to give you a jump start. The Goblin Chef is the healer of the group, and the Goblin Batmaster has direct synergy here. So just like Aragorn with the two hobbits, the Blade of the East does the damage, and then the goblins kind of play off each other. All while here we go. So we have the oh god, dude, this is gonna be rough. Elrohir, whatever. Let's just pretend like I know how to say that. Elrohir. If you say it loud, it sounds authoritative. Elrohir and the Northern Ranger are basically the Ugluk and the Mauhur. God, this is gonna be rough. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce half of these names. These guys kind of make up the core backbone that these guys make up, and they play the same role of kind of just being there to support. So in the very early game, that's what you want to do. Of course, if you get Gimli and the Ironside or whatever the other dwarf name is, those characters are very OP. I've seen some pretty good gameplay of them doing some good damage. But that's basically how the early game is going to shake up. I've played maybe 10 or so hours. So in your first 10 hours, that's kind of how you should look to put together your team, but also priorities on Strider and then Blade of the East, and then probably like Batmaster and Goblin Chef, and then the two hobbits, and then the tertiary characters kind of just sit there to support. So hopefully you guys get in the beta, hit the ground running. I might do a video on how to actually download the beta. I'm still debating whether or not that's ethically a good idea. But thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you guys want to see more homie content. Of course, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is not going to go away. If you're watching this the day that comes out, tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, we'll be live on YouTube for a live Jedi Master Luke Skywalker unlock if that's something you guys are interested in. As always, I love you, and I will see you later.